when it comes to building bonds in your marriage, sexual connection and intimacy is just a piece of the puzzle. It takes more than just regular and commanded covenant sex to allow you build a bond. So when we read 1 Corinthians 7, Paul says we should approach the bed of marriage with mutuality. The husband seeking to service the wife and the wife seeking to service the husband, both in and out of bed. So sexual bond is beyond what happens inside the room. It goes even into what happens outside of the bedroom. Today we'll be exploring the bond that lasts, the ways to help you realize that beyond physical intimacy, to help you get to the holistic nature and the full strength of your bond in your marriage, you also need to pay attention to the mental and emotional bonds that you share with your spouse. So it's not just about sex. Sex is great, and this will help you get deeper sex. It will help you enrich your sex life to the level that they want you to be. But this is about creating a deeper bond with your spouse outside of the bedroom. This helps you outside of the bedroom. So emotional connection is like a glue to everything. And that's the reason why the media and the society has thrived so much, because they have really focused on stimulating your emotions towards your sexual needs and desire. And if you neglect it in your marriage or use the formula that has already been shared by the society, you will miss some things. You need to be able to understand that there's a role that is important for your physical bond, and there's a role that is important in your mental and spiritual bond that helps you find an holistic connection with your partner. So, do you know what your partner needs are per time? Do you have goals together? Do you have goals together? I mean couples goals, not the ones that are posted on Instagram. That can be part of the goals, and that's okay. But do you have things that you're helping each other achieve? Do you have things that you both want to achieve together? Do you have something that you're looking forward to, and your spouse is also looking forward to that thing that makes you return every day and say, okay, this is where we are. This is what we need to do for this place to happen. How often do you check on your spouse's emotional stress level? How often do you check on your spouse's physical stress level? How often do you look out to say, you look stressed today, can you take a breather? Don't worry, sleep or watch the kids. Just go take a rest. I'll take care of this chore for you. Sometimes, just even being a part of their lives it's one of the ways to help you enhance your emotional trigger. It's funny because you know how to do this. Do you remember before you got married? Do you even remember, if you're not married, how your relationship broke up? You started with trying to be involved in the other person's lives emotionally. You wanted to know about their day. You wanted to know about what didn't go well. You wanted to know about a way to help them have a day that was more enjoyable. You were curious about what was working. You wanted to know about where they wanted to be in life. You wanted to know about their future dreams and their ambition. You wanted to know how you fitted into that dream so you could help them get there. You are looking forward to understand how their minds work. What triggers their minds, what turns them off, what stresses them mentally, what enhances them to grow and be more active. So you know how to do all these things before, but the challenge is when you get married, you suddenly think that those things need to stop unintentionally. Because now you have not been given more responsibility, and it's is looking a little bit stressful, or you feel it is okay to put this on the back burner, because now we need to look after somebody, another human being. We need to go visit our external family. We need to also do our job. I'm here every day with you in the house, aren't I? So checking on your mental and physical, emotional well-being doesn't seem like a priority, but it is. Let me remind you, after your call to God and you serving Him and loving Him, the next most important thing for you in your life is your spouse. The moment you mix up this priority, every day when you wake up, every day when you wake up, your number one focus should be God. So daily, emphasis on daily. You can't focus on your spouse just on the weekends. Just like you can't focus on God just on the weekends. Your priority of God cannot be just on Sunday. If you do that, you're going to have a very shabby relationship with God. Your priority with God cannot just be when you have needs. If you do that, you're going to have a very shabby relationship with God. So, your priority daily, every single day, should be pleasing this person. So, this is number one. Every single day. You wake up today, that's your priority. Your second most important priority is your spouse. Every day. Every day. Your priority is on pleasing this person. So, what do they need? What do they need today? How are they doing? What did they eat? How are they exercising? How's their mind? What's going on in their business or in their career? What do I need to check? How are they looking? What they wore? When last did you pay attention to what your spouse wore? When last did they go out and you're able to say, oh, that was great? When last did they come back and you give them a head rub? You give them a head rub and you are like, just relax, just relax, just relax. Just relax. When last did you have a conversation that didn't include you complaining to your spouse about something they are not doing? When last did you guys talk and laugh together? If all these things I'm saying are sounding strange in your mind, you really need to realize that there's a big hole in your emotional bond with your spouse. So, this will affect even how you have sex in the bedroom, but it will affect the entirety of your owners of your home. When last are you aware that something isn't working so well and you need to make adjustments for this person? Did you know where your spouse went to last week? Did you know what their plans are for the next week? Are you aware of the things when they are cooking in the kitchen? Do you just step in and give them a hug and say, I love you so much, thank you for all you do? I know you want to buy flowers. And I know on their birthday, you want to take them out to places in the world. I know you want to give them this very lavish and expensive gift, which you should. But daily, daily. Let me explain to you what your birthday gifts, your anniversary gifts shows. Those are your sacrificial offerings. So every now and then in your relationship with God, remember, we really have to remember that the model of marriage is the model of how God is with us. So every now and then, something arises, something happens, and God asks you to make a sacrifice of your time to a particular place. God asks you to make a sacrifice of your time to a particular cause. God asks you to make a sacrifice with your gift and your talent for somewhere. God asks you to, for your love for Him, make a sacrifice of your resources to something. You don't make sacrifices every day. You don't make sacrifices every day. But daily, you please Him. So daily, you're having conversations with Him. Daily, you're asking Him how you are doing. How's your day, God? Lord, what happened today with my cousins and my relatives? All my brothers around the world, how are they faring, Lord? What do you need from me today as I'm stepping out? What would you like me to get for you on my way back? What should I give to you as an offering? How many? Will you want me to pray for that person? Oh, I will. Those are not sacrifices. These are your daily pleasing God. Oh, I shouldn't speak like that to this person. Oh, I won't for your sake. Oh, should I call this person? All right, I will. Oh, that person is rude and the person misuse the opportunity I gave them and they are hurting my feeling, but I love you. I forgive them. Oh, how am I? Oh, I'm cool. I had some tough decisions to make today, but you know that I spoke to you and you helped me. I really don't know how to deal with these issues in my office, but how are we going to do it together? So I need you to help me. What are you saying? And He tells you. So you are daily in communication with God and you are pleasing Him. Then the second most important person in your life, this is the second most important person in your life. This person, God first, this person second. Daily, you're having a conversation with them. How are you? And how are you is not fine. How are you is how are you? What's going on in your mind? Talk to me about your emotions today. Oh, how can I help you? What do I need to get for you? If you're single and you're yet to be married, yeah, that's what God expects for you to happen in the marriage. Daily. And I need you to understand that once your relationship with this person is going well daily, your relationship with this, it will flow into your ability to have the relationship with this person well daily. How it works, this is not a jealous person who wants to take you all to himself. He would even be the one to remind you. Call your spouse and ask her to check up on the job documents. Or when you get home, help her with her assignments. Every day. Oh, we have this project to execute. I have this amount of money on it. You bring this amount of money. One of the greatest things that will strengthen the bond of your marriage, hear me well. Hear me well. One of the greatest things that will strengthen the bond of your marriage will be how much you are willing to be transparent with your spouse financially. So you can't say, I have 10 million naira today, and what we want to execute is 50 million naira. So I'm keeping 10 million naira. Then you now have 8 million naira. I only have 8 million naira today, so it's now 18 million naira. Okay, let's agree that God will provide the rest balance of the That's now what? 50 minus 18, that gives you what? 32? Then it provides 10 for you. Hey, God has given me 10. It's providing for both of you. Because there's a purpose for your home. So if you are single and you are watching this before you get married, just take it as one of the pointers that you want to marry somebody that you can both discuss how much both of you have with no pretense, no agenda, nothing hidden. If you can't discuss your money, you are going to have limits to how much you can bond. Because, riddle me this, how do you trust your bank more than your spouse? I've seen unfortunate scenarios where one spouse loses their life or gets incapacitated or something happens and there are millions of amounts sitting in an account that the other spouse doesn't have, not access. The other spouse doesn't have knowledge to. You're saying access, not access. The other spouse doesn't have knowledge about. So you are vulnerable enough to say, it's weird that I even have to say this, but are you married and you don't have access to each other's devices? Like, I know how you are married, yeah? But because it is so strange for me to imagine you living like that, and I'm telling you, you are killing the bond that God is telling you needs to exist in your marriage. How do you not have access to your husband's device? Does it sound, even if sometimes we want to sound like, the spiritual impact of God's rules, are mystical or they are weird or they're kind of difficult or we don't understand them. And even if you want to be logical, which you completely shouldn't always be, that's not the approach of faith. But faith even has understanding. So, how are you able to be joined with somebody, then unjoin some area of your life? Then you are truly not joined. So whether you want your account to be a joint account or a separate account, that's up to your family to decide. But how do you not know how much is in the account? How? So how are you married to someone that can steal from you? Isn't being single better? Because the marriage now has a crack that will only grow bigger if you don't close it. It will only grow bigger if you don't close it. So, you see, the intimacy and service you're going to find in the bedroom, you have it when like, oh babe, we have a budget of 50 million, have 10, you just got 8, we need 32 million more, and you are in the office, your other spouse reaches you and say, we have 10 million naira more to this our project. When you get home that night, I guarantee you, you're going to have great sex. Why? You both don't even have the 50 million yet, but you are both trying to service each other. Oh babe, what do you need? Your exams are hard. Okay, I'm going to help you study. I'm going to wake you up. I'm going to hold the child. You go read. As you're reading, you go massage their shoulder. Give them a peck on their head. You can do it. And they are done and they pass. After they give him his daily dose of Thanksgiving, guess who they are thanking next? It's service. It's service. So, your emotional and mental bond are very critical. You have to make financial plans together. We need this amount of money to get to this point. Together. Together. All the time. We need this amount of money. So you are both working together to get it done. Marriage is a place for mutuality. The Bible says so. 1 Corinthians 7, Message translation. Marriage is a place for mutuality. Marriage is not a place where you come to stand up for your rights. So it means that the moment you are trying to defend your right in marriage, you have already started opening the door for the enemy. You see, before you get to your sex life will not even work. The marriage life will have an issue. Every other thing about the marriage will have an issue. Once you are not able to close the cracks with helping each other discuss goals, meeting it up, you're not able to share in their joy, their sadness. You're not able. So the moment something goes wrong and you're not thinking about calling God first, then calling your spouse, there's already a crack. So now you need to do this emotional bond, because emotional, mental bond are glues that holds everything together. Two people have to know that there will be no need to stand up for their rights in marriage, because their rights will not even be trampled on in the first place. So you do not need to stand up for your rights, because your rights will not be trampled on. Once you are defending yourself in your marriage, there's already a crack. So if you are going to marry somebody and you're only trying to defend your rights, there's already a crack. You know, I was listening to somebody the other day on Instagram, and he was so right. He was so right. I can't remember his name right now. But he said he doesn't judge a good marriage on the years that they've been together without divorce. Being together for years without divorce is not a sign of a good marriage. It's a sign of two people who chose to live with each other regardless of what happened. That's not a sign of a good marriage. A good marriage will be how well you lived the life that God has called you to live. You might not be living it now, but you are listening to this for a reason. And you probably know this in subconscious level, but you just think because you've been navigating without it before, and that's fine. I'm telling you, the bond that will last for your marriage will need you to pay attention to these things. So how do you create these things? Act of kindness, thoughtful act of service. Give your spouse all the 5 languages. Don't focus on just one. Don't focus on just one. I guarantee you, there's a place in your spouse that appreciates all the 5. If your spouse tells you they're an act of service person, and you do only act of service and not buy gifts, you're going to have a problem. Give them all. So depend on the Holy Spirit to let you know the one you're going to give them per season. If they're a physical touch person, and the only thing you do is to be touching them, I guarantee you, there are going to be a time where they need words of encouragement. So you have to know when to give them all. That's why you are there. You are a physical... Come closer. You are a physical representation of God to your spouse. That's why God puts you there. To help him physically communicate things to your spouse that he is communicating to them. And that's why you are there. And that's why you need the bond that lasts. So you need to have thoughtfulness in your gifts. How are you doing? Randomly send text message. Oh, I'm just imagining how beautiful you are where you are sitting right now. Just heart of kindness. Just heart of kindness. Do they need quality time? Spend it with them. Find a prayer time with your spouse. Don't let it be once a month. It's too far to maintain bond. Let the lowest be once a week. It can be daily. It can be twice a day. In fact, take it upon yourself. For the next 1 month, you will pray together 2 times a day. You will worship your first love 2 times a day. Take it upon yourself. Then you can reschedule. You can reschedule later. But at least have an intimate session once a week. It helps your spiritual bond, because one of the reasons why you think it is okay to lie to your spouse is because you are lying to God, or at least you are trying to lie to God. So you have those instances where God is saying, I need you to give this particular amount to this person, and you are suddenly feeling like, I don't have it. You have it. That's why I asked you to give it. Or, you've done these things like something I used to do years ago. You're in church and you're singing, you are all I want, you are all I need. But your heart, you are thinking about Folake. You are all I want, but this song now, it's not really that it's you that it's all I want, or is Folake is all I want. So you're already playing games with the person who can even see you completely. So it's just that I'm just looking at you and this is a joke, right? So you find it okay to do it with your spouse. Or you are crying when one song is going on, and the media team, like we see nowadays, will rush to you and say this is a moment of true worship. But God knows that they just broke your heart yesterday. And this cry is not that you are saying, Lord, help me. You are saying they left me. Your cry is that the cry of they left me. So you're already lying to him. So you need to choose to go to God in prayer in complete honesty and vulnerability. 2 of you as one. Open, transparent. It's in that place that the scriptures 1,000. It is not in the mechanics or the activity that you pray together. It is that you prayed in spirit and truth, both of you vulnerable with each other and collectively vulnerable to God. And then you see him kiss you back with responses. So set times of worship. If you are struggling with spiritual bonds, set time of worship. If you are struggling with emotional bonds, set those times of worship. Do 2 times a day for a month and see the way your marriage will be transformed. If you can't get your spouse to agree, set that time of worship for yourself first. And let God speak to them. Then they will agree to join you. Create a safe space for the other person. Today, somebody randomly told me that they did something and they've not told their husband, and they will never tell their husband. And the third person who was listening was like, so what if I, randomly just gist and say to your husband, and like, please don't ever say that. And I'm like, okay, but your husband is supposed to be your physical safe space. So you're supposed to have enough safe space with your husband to be able to communicate and tell them everything. Because your weaknesses and your shortcomings and your frailties and the things that have broken you and the mistake that you have made, you can tell them. No judging and condemnation, but they will help you grow. So, if you have that safe space, you see the issue of emotional high when you finally get to have sex, you will go cloud 100. People who tell you it's cloud 9, they've only been able to manage it physically. Once you are able to connect in a safe space, the person you are moving sometimes Okay, because here too is a safe space, so I'm not judging. I'm just using that as an example. You are ashamed to be naked in front of your spouse. So you want to have sex, then you off the lights because you don't want to see your nakedness. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but that's a place where you are seeing physicality. So you are safe enough that this person that you can open your body for, because your body will not always be, your body has never been and will not always be perfect. Let me say that again. Your body has never been and will never always be perfect. No one has a perfect body. So, and that's the same way that you are not perfect in all your daily dealings. So, you are able to open up and you have a safe space. And they can trust you with their mistakes. They can trust you with their shortcomings. They can trust you. One of you that you're listening to me now, you're one of the people that used to tell this girl that you can trust me, I have your back. You can tell me anything. Tell me what the problem is. Well, let them tell you now. Let them tell you now. Create this safe space for them. Cheer for them. Cheer for them. Something is going on in their lives. Encourage them. Be their greatest cheerleader. Be there physically when you can. Check up on them when you cannot be there. Find out how the thing is going. Record the thing. Post it or save the videos and share it with them. Cheer for your spouse. Encourage them. When they finally get the victory, celebrate them. When they fail, celebrate them and help pick them up. Celebrate them, help pick them up. Do these things and see how the bedroom will be transformed, but outside the bedroom will also be transformed. Hold them when you are walking outside. When you are sleeping on the bed, hold them. Yes, I don't know if anybody can practically hold their spouse all through the night. And if you can, you might DM me and tell me how you do that. But at least allow your skin to touch each other when you are sleeping. If the sheet is off their body, wrap it back. Wrap it back. Get your bonds together. Because marriage is a place where you service the other person. The husband looking to satisfy the wife and the wife looking to satisfy the husband in and out of bed. And these are the things you do out of bed that allows your bond to last. So I challenge you this week. Focus on serving your husband or your wife outside. I challenge you this week that you're dating somebody. It can be easier when you are dating, but focus on serving the person that you are dating. Focus on being vulnerable. Focus on seeing if you can be a safe space with what has happened with you in recent times with your spouse. I challenge you this week to open up and share what's going on in your mind. Tell them what's going on in your heart. Your marriage can experience bliss. So create and enjoy the bond that lasts. Till you see you again next week. Bye-bye. Have a good time.